y'all coming back. Like, subscribe. Definitely watch another video of mine at the end of this video. Because I always got dope content. Yo, and this is actually a little series. We got a little playlist going on with Diddy. Because a lot of stuff going on in his case. And we're trying to keep y'all up to date with it. One of the major scenarios with Diddy right now is the fact that in his trial, a lot of information to come out from the prosecution and it don't be accurate. And that's foul because if anybody gonna be trying to put you away for life, you at least want the daggone information to be accurate, or what they claiming to be official. So apparently, right now, a scenario coming down the pipeline from last week, where some information about Cassie is supposed to have seen something happen, like a thing happened on the balcony, a fight, whatever. So she claimed she saw it. She went to trial. She claimed she saw it. Then the emails came out because, the text messages came out because Diddy got those people who go to forensic information, find out when stuff was sent, find out when stuff was delivered and got back, all the stuff back in the behind the scenes of a cell phone. They can actually go find that out. So then they found out that the stuff was sent like 2 or 3 days earlier, that she wasn't around at that time, and Diddy was out of town at the time of the frame that she claiming that the situation happened. And so this is basically just admitting bad information in court. And it could seem like Diddy is a bad person when really these are lies. So his lawyers for another time is trying to say, yo, we need to do a mistrial because it's basically these information is wrong. And the prosecution knew that this lady lied about her knowledge. Well, why the fuck is y'all letting this go through? Well, they claiming like, hey, this is a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Your Honor, we sorry. And they can really say that because they all kind of work together anyway. So they like, yo, we sorry, we'll make it up for it. But it's like, what the fuck you mean you sorry? My life is on the line. I'm sitting in prison. You made all this information about me where I couldn't even get a bond. And so this is where, it comes into a situation where your lawyers got to be a fighting ass lawyers because they want to basically sit Diddy down. They don't want him to come out for whatever his ops is, as they say. The government, the girl, they don't want him out of there. You know what I'm saying? And $50 million for a bond, and they still said no. It really show you that they don't want him free, and for him to actually have the money and be a black man, and they don't want it. It's really crazy. It's like because you would never see that. You would think that if you did a crime, then you could just go pay for whatever the scenario is, and then that work with you on getting you out of there. But didn't work out for him like that, and it's not gonna work out for him like that. He gonna be sitting his ass in jail for a long ass time. So it really came down to him trying to do a big fight, and hopefully that these lawyers will get him a chance. But it come down to the judge, Subterranean or something. I think that's his name. He actually has to be the one who make the decision. So today, this morning, is the moment that he gonna make the decision, and he probably gonna make it as soon as court start, which I think it started like an hour ago. No, probably about an hour ago. It should started something like that. So, or maybe it started another hour or something like that because I think we right behind their schedule. But what happened is he is dealing with his scenario, and it's kind of crazy for him because it's like, damn, these people, you can't even speak up. They waiting for you to go and testify to see if you're going to be a person to testify on your own behalf. So even if these people are lying on you, you really don't have nothing you can say. And that's what make it even worse. It's like, damn, I can't say nothing. You can't say nothing. You got to sit there and let these people lie. You know what I'm saying? And they are lying. And because they see that the government came and took on the case that Cassie was starting, so they don't have nobody to hold them back, nobody to stop them from being, you know, a liar. You know what I'm saying? Because the government is basically going to hold him down and bring Diddy to court and bring him to justice on his scenario. Like I said, do he deserve to be brought to justice? To me, it looked like a lot of this case that they brought against him is just him being a shitty person. You give somebody $1 billion, or he worked his ass off to obtain $1 billion, and then you expect him to be this, I guess, nice, cushy kind of personality that, is a pushover, or people can kind of utilize him for their own benefit. But then you see how he ultimately was. If you came around him, he the one who benefited, whether it was your work ethic or whether it was your sexual uh, level that you would not be afraid to go to, then he was down with you. But if anything other than that, you had to get the hell away from him. So, they got a prosecution going. Is it going to actually become a prosecution where he get convicted, or is a verdict reached? I don't know. At the end of the day, I do believe that it's a lot of overreach for some of the statements that they claiming about him, because these people are obviously lying. They can't be telling the truth. They not truth tellers. Even a lot of them are claiming that they was high at the times they was around Diddy. So even the lawyers even asking that question, were you high? There's proof that these people would not even remember half the shit they're talking about. But it's not up to me to be the judge and jury behind it. It's a bunch of folks up in New York that they claim is his peers. So are they going to get him convicted? Is he going to be found not guilty? Because if you find out that the prosecution is putting in information and then people get to hear it and it's supposed to be against you, and then you find out that the people who said this information was lying, the information they fed the prosecution was lies, and they knew this just by reading it. So it's like, what the hell going on? That's almost like witness tampering. Like evidence tampering. Because if you think about it, this would be the same leverage and stick he'll utilize to get out of the crime in an appeal. And he has a lawyer that's on his trial. That's all she do is sit there and take notes for what can be used as an appeal if he get convicted. So it's like they just basically setting this up for him to go back and fight for an appeal. But the thing is that if you get convicted in a lot of these places, federally or state-wise, it's years before you can get an appeal. You might not get an appeal for 2, 4 years, 7 years, and you're sitting in jail like, oh man, can't believe this happened. So it's really one of those crazy anomalies when you think about Diddy and you think about this judge. Because you remember he had got like 4 or 5, at least 3 to 4, what those things is when you're trying to get a bond. They denied his bond like 3 or 4 times. And he got new lawyers, new judges. So when they denied his bond, he said, yo, this judge, he don't understand. We need a new lawyer. We need a new judge. We need a new judge. And they were switching him out. So now he landed on the 4th judge, and this judge ain't going nowhere. He back there. But I don't think he a Diddy lover. I don't think he rock with Diddy like that. I don't think he fuck with Diddy like that. I think he look at Diddy like, yo, I'm hearing what they saying against you. It don't look like you a good person, but them the people who decide, and I'm going to help them lean in the right direction with this conviction, but we don't know if that's going to happen. I hope that judge is smart enough to look at this scenario and say, okay, they basically putting a lot of faulty information in here. This stuff is not becoming a legitimate trial. It's just going to be used as a mistrial in the future anyway. So I'll just do a mistrial on this. Plus, Trump said he gonna pardon Diddy anyway, even if he get caught. He said, I'm going to pardon Diddy. I'm like, whoa. But that's how it goes. It's like, he don't have no problem with that. He gonna pardon Diddy. He ain't going to jail. So you got to take that or leave it, or eat your own burger or whatever the hell you do. But Diddy ain't going to jail. So if he do go to jail, Trump got him. So that's one hell of a president when you could look out and say, if I go to jail, you would let me out, one felon to a felon. You know what I'm saying? And Trump fuck around and all this letting out he doing, as soon as he walk across the presidency, they going to lock his ass up. He 81 years old in the damn county talking about some, where the Crips at? All right, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate y'all hitting me up, and I appreciate y'all watching this channel. Hit one of these videos, these playlists, and it's going to play some more dope shit for you that I produce and created just for you, specifically for you. All right, peace out.